And Clemson University welcomes you inside of Death Valley. It is Tiger Town, USA. And coming up just moments from now, kickoff for the annual Orange and White game. Alongside a former ACC Player of the Year, quarterback Taj Boyd, I'm Roy Philpott. Great to have you on board today. And Taj, these guys have been going at it really full steam since last August, all the way to the national championship game. They're looking forward to a break after this game. Hey, but a big contest one last time here to wrap up spring practice.
Absolutely. You know, some of these guys are vying for positions right now. They want to go out there and compete, put themselves in situations to play, and no better way to do it right here than in front of this crowd. So it's a lot that goes into it, man. It's a lot for these guys, and it's going to be exciting for them.
Well, there's a lot of star power back for this Clemson team. 14-1 a year ago, coming up just short in the national championship game against Alabama, and of course led by the quarterback. He is Deshaun Watson, number 4, the first quarterback in the history of FBS football to throw for 4,000, run for over 1,000 yards in a single season. Wayne Gallman, the single-season rushing leader, also returns, as does Jordan Leggett. Mike Williams, you won't see him today, right. Taj, redshirted last year, healthy in time for this fall.
Just so special, man. He's going to bring so much more to this offense that they missed last year, and you can see how explosive that was. So this offense is just sky's the limit for him.
Defensively, also plenty of star power returning as we take a look at some of the key players back this season. Cordray Tankersley, corner, entertained NFL thoughts. Ben Boulware, a standout performance in the Orange Bowl and the big win against Oklahoma. Carlos Watkins and the ever-versatile Christian Wilkins will play inside and out today in that front four for the Tigers. Kickoff in the annual Orange and White game. A Sunsplash Saturday afternoon is headed your way next. Back here in Death Valley, South Carolina, Orange and White game getting set to kick off. Alex Spence for the White team will kick things off to the Orange. And the Tigers moments ago coming barreling down the hill. One of the great traditions in all of college football. Once teamed by the great Brent Musburger, the most exciting 25 seconds. As we head now down to the field and check in with Tony Castricone for the first time.
Yeah, guys, it's one of the great traditions in all of college football is charging down the hill here at Memorial Stadium, touching Howard's Rock, and running onto the Death Valley floor. But what's really interesting about this game is there's a whole entire class of early enrollees who are doing this for the first time in their entire Clemson career. Now, it's not a sold-out night game, but it's still a thrill to do it for the first time. It makes me wonder, Taj, do you remember your first experience running down onto the floor?
I do, man, and it was so special, man. I had no idea what was going to happen. I'd never been to a Clemson game before, so for some of these guys, this is their first taste, and it's going to be a special one.
It's our first look at Dabo Swinney, also our first look at the early enrollees, led by the man in the middle, number 90, Dexter Lawrence. Should be playing or finishing up his senior year in high school. All 345 pounds of him on campus for the duration of spring practice. 5-star prospect according to ESPN.com. And certainly one to watch this afternoon. The opening kick out of bounds off the right foot of Alex Spence. And the Orange team will take over.
Hey, it's just like they're going to have a little bit of jitters, just like a regular game, man. Obviously, we've seen a little bit with Alex Spence, but, you know, just kind of speaking on our special teams, these guys have been really clutch, especially this past year. What do you think about them right now?
Well, that's not what you want to see right there. Here's a look at what the Orange and White game rules are going to look like. Basically a normal game for the first 2 quarters. The second half, you'll have a couple of series also operating under the same standards before the clock begins to run continuously. All kickoffs and punts will be live today as well. And Taj asked about the special teams. That is one area Dabo Swinney would like to improve on entering this 2016 season. Deshaun Watson at a quarterback. He'll play for both sides. The handoff to Wayne Gallman straight ahead. And a short pickup on first down. All right, so a spring game. Right. Take me behind the scenes, Taj. What are we thinking about as a player as you get ready for an afternoon like this?
You just want to go in there and just be sharp. Obviously, you look at it just like any other spring practice. I mean, just adding the people into the factor just makes it that much more exciting. So
down the
dropping
field,
dimes out there early.
Hunter Renfro, the pitch and catch down to the 17. Yeah. Well, Hunter Renfro, one of the heroes of the national championship game, caught 2 touchdowns for number 4, and Watson looks smooth.
Oh, he does, man. I definitely think he's the best player in college football. Not just a quarterback, but ultimately and altogether. So
Tigers going no huddle, and it's batted away. And barreling down is Cleveland Farrell, redshirt freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. Rangy athlete, long arms, good defense there.
That's what you want to see right there. I mean, some of these guys are getting in position to try to compete for a spot, and they're going out there and making plays when they need to.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Watson, of course, the only quarterback in FBS history to throw for 4,000, run for 1,000 in the same season. And it's two-hand touch on the guys in purple today.
Yep.
As Watson's brought down technically for a short pickup.
Tackle was made by Judah Davis.
And always fun to see the guys back out there to see exactly where they've improved since their last time out. By the way, it was just 2.5 months ago. This team hasn't gotten much of a break.
Quick turnaround.
On 3rd down, there's Renfro inside the 10, close to first down yardage. And it was Hunter Renfro, the former walk-on, that became Deshaun's go-to man late last year.
He exploded on the scene. Very dependable player. I mean, he's going to have a special time here, obviously, at Clemson. I think that he'll have a special career in the NFL. Just the kind of guy that you want, man. Dependable, reliable. He's always there when you need him.
Brought down by Jalen Williams. That is good enough for the first down. This time it's 1st and goal from the 8. Late handoff to Gallman. Barrels his way straight ahead inside the 5. A gain of 4.
When you think of his running style, what do you think of?
It's smash mouth.
That's it.
He wants to hit you, doesn't he? He's a guy that would rather run over you than around you. Set the single season rushing mark last year for the Tigers. And Taj, you played under Chad Morris during your Clemson career. He always wanted the smash mouth spread. I think last year we saw that's exactly what this offense turned out to be. And there's the touchdown, the first one of the orange and white game. No surprise, the 3rd pitch and catch to Hunter Renfro.
Exactly what a run right there. The guys were all in position to do what they needed to do. Just smooth sailing right there.
So Deshaun Watson, we expect to see him on 4 series today. 2 for the orange, 2 for the white. The first time reaches pay dirt. Greg Hugel on for the point after touchdown. 56 of 61 on his PATs last year. Kick is up. Our kick is good. And our new score, 13:05 remaining in the first quarter. An allowed statement by the orange team, Taj.
Absolutely. Hey, the white team's going to have to come out and respond, man. Watson on that drive was 3 of 4 for 61 yards and a touchdown. Very solid right there. Those are some good numbers.
Well, the Tigers 2.5 months ago played for the national championship, came up just short against Alabama. Tony Castricone, Dabo Swinney doesn't think it's going to take all that much longer to get back to that same title contest.
Yeah, that's right, Roy. You know, after 34 years, I think that's kind of what added a little bit to the heartbreak. It's not just the fact that you lose to Alabama, but it's also the fact that it seems like a trip to the national championship game is something that happens so seldomly. Well, Dabo Swinney wanted to make sure that Clemson fans knew it wouldn't be long. He said, quote, "There is no doubt that we will be back. It won't be 34 years before we're going back. I promise you that." The question kind of becomes, can that promise be fulfilled this year? Because there's a whole lot of talent coming back and a lot to look forward to.
No question about it. 8 starters back on offense, 9 that have seen starts in their Clemson career. Just 4 on defense, and I want to pick your brain about that, Taj, as we go through. But an impressive start for Deshaun and for Hunter Renfro.
Absolutely. These guys are picking up right where they left off, man.
Beautiful day and a record crowd expected to turn out. Dabo Swinney challenged this Clemson fan base in the weeks leading up to this contest. He wanted to see more than 50,000 strong on hand. And I think the fans have responded. This is the best turnout I've ever seen.
Absolutely, man. It's wonderful out here.
It is a windy day here in the Clemson area as Artavis Scott fields the kick. Fakes the reverse and off to the races. Tay Scott shoved out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Return of 42, and that's what Tay Scott brings to the table.
Absolutely, man. The guy's special, electric. He's going to be fun to watch this year.
Scott was banged up at the end of last season. Preseason All-ACC. Still led the Tigers in receptions. 90 catches, over 900 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And that's one area, again, that Dabo wants to see improvement. Clemson special teams. Watson now will trot out there for a series with the white squad. And Tyshawn Dye joins him in the backfield, the redshirt junior from Georgia. And left tackle will trot into orange territory.
Good first down run right there, man.
That's a solid 5 yards.
Absolutely.
There's Dabo entering year number 8.
You're 8 already, huh?
Hard to
Moves
believe.
fast, man.
Tunnel screen. Travion Thompson the grab. Brought down by Cordray Tankersley, 25 in orange. And that's the other thing about games like this, Tosh. You played in a number of these. The defense a lot of times knows what's coming from the offense, right?
Well, I mean, just because you've been practicing against these guys so long, man, so much. Obviously, Venables, in my mind, look, he always had a script of what was going to happen, so he always is in the perfect situation. But at this point, it's all about execution.
This time out of the shotgun on 3rd down for Watson. Dumps it off to Dye, who can't corral it. And the pass will fall incomplete. So the White go 3 and out after an early touchdown by the Orange.
And I know we're only going to see limited time from Watson today, but some of these guys are going to get some reps that's going to count greatly towards what could happen this season. I mean, you never know. You always got to be ready when your number's called, and Kelly Bryant and Nick Schuster had to step up, man. So I'm excited about seeing these guys today.
Teasdall on to punt this one away. Was the regular starter at punter last season for the Tigers. 3 minutes into the first quarter. Also slated to join us on today's broadcast, Dabo Sweeney himself here in the booth to start our 3rd quarter. As Denzel Johnson fields it at his own 12. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Orange. Dan Radakovich, Director of Athletics here in Tiger Town, will also be on board at halftime for today's broadcast. That should be a lot of fun. And now our second look at the Orange team, and our first look at Kelly Bryant, number 2 in purple. A chance for him perhaps to solidify himself, Taj, as the number 2 quarterback on this team.
He's going to have to. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure on him as far as solidifying himself, like you said. I mean, with the guys that they have right now, with the guys coming in, he has to go out here and perform well.
An outstanding runner. Had a big touchdown run against Miami last year on the road. Dumps it off to Jordan Leggett. 40 catches last year for Leggett. Pounds his way across the 25 for a 16-yard pickup.
Leggett has done a great job of, obviously he's been a great catching tight end, but allowing himself to become a blocker, it's going to really help him propel at the next level.
Bryant's just a sophomore out of Calhoun Falls, South Carolina. Delayed handoff left side across the 30. The first time we've called Adam Choice's name off the ACL injury, back healthy after redshirting a year ago, and could be another power back in this Clemson offense.
Hey, look, they got some change of pace guys out there, man, so whatever you need, Clemson has it right now.
7-0 Orange, and here's our first penalty outside of that opening kickoff out of bounds.
2nd down.
And that'll back him up 5. I think the one thing with Kelly Bryant, can he go through his progressions? Can he make those throws down the field? By the way, temperatures today in the lower 60s, but the wind is a big factor, and that'll test all these quarterbacks' arm strength. But I think the coaches want to see what Bryant can do throwing as opposed to running. They know what he can do there.
Great athlete, man, but we just want to see him develop into a great quarterback.
On 2nd and 10, lobs it for Leggett, makes the catch at the 44. That's another first down. The body control of Jordan Leggett, a Mackey Award finalist last year, on display once again. Special
talent out there, man.
Reminds me of a Dwayne Allen or Michael Palmer back when you played.
Absolutely.
Dwayne Allen, of course, signing a lucrative deal with the Indianapolis Colts this offseason. Here's the draw. Straight ahead into White territory.
Strong run by Choice right there.
Choice played quarterback in high school.
He played quarterback.
And now has made the full-time transition to running back. He's a bowling ball.
He is. The guy's rock solid.
Off the quick snap on 2nd and short. 5-yard pickup. Drive continues for the Orange. So it's all Orange here in the early going. Tigers coming off their first playoff appearance. Defeated Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. Lost by just 5 to Alabama in the national championship game. Bryant flushed and hit in the pocket. That'll be called a sack. Ben Boulware came crashing down quickly.
Hey, look, man, I haven't been excited about many defensive players in a long time, but he always excites me when he steps on the field.
He makes stuff happen, doesn't he?
Absolutely, man. He's a war daddy out there.
Boulware had a big interception against Baker Mayfield in that Orange Bowl victory. Mayfield attempted to tackle him after the pick, and it was Ben Boulware that won that war as well. A late handoff and Choice for a short pickup. So 3rd down coming up for the Orange. already on top 7-0. More than 5 minutes in here for this orange and white game.
Roy, how many spring games is this for you right now?
Going to check in down on the field with Tony Castricone in 1 second. Here on third down, Bryant going deep. And a pass is picked off. Picked off by the Whites. Marcus Edmond comes out of there. And still on his feet. Vying for one of the starting cornerback positions. Edmond slung out of bounds by Bryant. After a 45-yard return. So an early statement by one of the corners.
Hey, look, man, I was waiting for him to make a play, man. He made one. That's good stuff right there.
So Bryant throwing into the teeth of the wind and almost looked as if Edmond was the intended receiver.
Hey, that's what you have to do when you're trying to fight for a spot, man. You got to go out and separate yourself. That's what he did right there.
And finally brought down by Kelly Bryant. Oh, we send you down to the sidelines. Tony Castricone with a special guest.
Yeah, Shaq Lawson, a defensive specialist, just saw a big defensive play. You got to be proud.
Oh, yeah, it's proud. Got to see these guys go out there again, and it feels different from watching and not playing this year, so it feels kind of different for me now.
Consensus All-American, what's it like to come back and see this place filled up for a spring game?
Oh, it was great. Fans always been here, support us throughout the spring game, throughout my 3 years here. So it means a lot when you get a whole crowd of people just for a practice.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Where are you working out now? What are you doing to get ready for the draft?
I'm working out here, just continuing working on my technique, continuing getting better, and just waiting on the 28 get here.
How has Clemson molded you to get you ready for the draft?
Oh, Clemson helped me out a lot. Helped me out with what kind of person I am, what kind of character I got, and things like that. And just when I get to the next level, it's just going to be more easier because a guy from Clemson, you have great character all the time.
All right, Shaq Lawson, guys.
You saw some of the highlights there. Led the country in tackles for loss last season. Tosh, most expect him to go in the first round with as many as maybe 2 other Tigers, Mackenzie Alexander and Kevin Dodd.
I think it's reality. Shaq is a top potential 10 pick. I think Dodd is a little bit later in the first round.
And everybody needs a cornerback in the NFL. Alexander will be a prize commodity. Here's Nick Schusler. Caught inside the 25 as Travion Thompson brings it in just short of first down yardage, but a nice throw there from Nick Schusler.
It's a nice throw. Who's
competing with Kelly Bryant to be the backup behind Deshaun.
Nick's been poised. He's been consistent. It's been solid.
4th down and a yard to go. White team will go for it, trailing 7-0. Tunnel screen. Shadell Bell makes the catch. That's good enough for the first down into the red zone.
It's a good block out there on the edge by Artavis Scott. That's what you need in these situations. Got to be able to hold off the edge.
Bell makes the grab. And on 4th down, the drive continues. So the White trying to answer back. From the 19, C.J. Fuller falls down short of the 15-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the local prospect from right up the street in Easley, South Carolina, brought down by Dorian O'Daniel.
It's good to hear Dorian O'Daniel's name, man. It's been a little while. He's been competing for a while.
Well, he redshirted, had to wait behind players like Stephon Anthony and Tony Stewart. Travis Blanks even, and now getting set to make his mark. Halfway through the first quarter in a fast-moving orange and white game. Fuller with a pitch. Gain tackled and finally brought down. Tanner Muse with the stop, joined by a host of others. So a 3-yard pickup will make it 3rd down and 5. It's the old toss sweep. How much has this offense changed compared to when you were playing here, Todd?
I think they do a good job of really just riding the wave. If something is working, they'll continue to run it until it doesn't.
Here's the dump off, a little shake and bake. Needs to get inside the 10, down to the 9. That should be good enough for the first down. Artavis Scott.
Surges ahead to get the first down.
Now Scott's potentially a great player at the next level as we take another look.
But you can see Nick Schusler just flipped it out of his hands as quick as he could. And it was great. I had a chance to work with Chad Morris a lot when he was here on just releasing the ball at different angles. Because in any given situation, you don't know how it's going to have to get out, but you got to get it going. And that's what he did right there.
Nicely done by Schuessler. Straight ahead and short of the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. So curious to get your thoughts today as well as you evaluate C.J. Fuller, number 27 on your screen, versus Tyshawn Dye and also Adam Choice, who will be the backup for Wayne Gallman next year.
Yeah.
All these backs vying for that second team status. Fuller again, delayed handoff.
You know what, to be honest, it's a tough draw. I think they're very all similar with what they do.
Oh, shorter in stature, hard to find.
Exactly.
Good vision, though.
I think it'll really ultimately come down to how they perform in the game. It might be one of these competitions for that number 2 spot to what happens during the regular season. So,
and whoever has the hot hand.
Right.
Chad Morris did that a lot when you were playing here, and this new co-offensive coordinators, Jeff Scott and Tony Elliott, have done the same thing. 3rd down and goal. Schuessler with time. The low trajectory. And the pass somehow caught in the flats. Richard, the nephew of Herschel Walker, makes the grab. And it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 4.
I don't think Tony Elliott is very happy about that one. But look, if he gets it up, he walks in the end zone right there. So just got to calm down. Sometimes when you see a guy wide open, those eyes get as big as they can, man. And you just got to just throw it in there as soft as possible.
Approaching 4 to play in the first. Alex Spence on for the field goal. 21-yard attempt from the right hash. Spence out of Florence, South Carolina. And looking to compete with Greg Hugel. Going into preseason camp. Kick is on the way. It's up. And it's good. And our new score, 3:41 remaining in the first quarter. The Orange leads the White 7-3 here in Sunsplash, Clemson, South Carolina. We're back with much more right after this. And a record crowd in attendance for today's Orange and White game back here in Clemson, South Carolina. Tony Castricone, Taj Boyd, and Roy Philpott on hand. Orange with an early 7-3 lead. Deshaun Watson has played in 2 series, completed 3 of 4 passes for a touchdown at about 61 yards. And after the field goal off the fence, or rather off the foot of Alex Spence, Orange team set to field it once again. Quarterbacks have been impressive so far. Taj Schuessler a perfect 4 for 4 for 27 yards.
They have. It's special, man, to see these guys take the hard work that they had during the spring practice, man, and just leave it all out here on the field today.
Here's McLeod from inside his 5, bounces it outside up to the 20, and brought down there by Trey Lamar.
A healthy McLeod, what do you think happens this season?
From the...
Like, I mean, as far as you can put him at running back, you can put him at slot. How will Clemson use him in this role?
Well, I think the big thing is ball security is one of the things they're trying to clean up with him. He can return kicks. That's been an issue there with the ball security. But in the slot or in the backfield, there's so many different ways you could use him. Another one of those great Sunshine State players. And Taj, now that he's a sophomore, as Watson checks back in at quarterback, you would think the light maybe comes on and the game slows down for him a little bit. Lobs it to the 40, and the pass is caught. Seth Ryan, who has had a really good spring, the son of Rex Ryan, head coach of the Bills.
The guy got some stickums on his hands. He used to make some catches in practice, man, that were just special. So it's good to see him out here right now putting on the show.
Number 85 in orange, Rex Ryan. Make that Seth Ryan. And on first down, Watson back to work. McLeod wide open's got it. And Ray McLeod has a touchdown. You asked about what he brings to the table, you see it right there.
Right there. Guys, electrifying. It's a great ball by Deshaun. This offense is going to be prolific this year. I'm excited. I mean, it might shatter. I don't know. You know, it's kind of.
It's hitting close to home, isn't it?
Yeah. It might shatter the record books this year. 61-yard touchdown catch by McLeod right there.
So Deshaun Watson, in just 3 series, already 2 touchdown passes. Totals more than 130 yards through the air. We will see him for at least 1 more series coming up later. And another touchdown on the board for the Orange. This Watson guy's pretty good.
He is.
And he's got some weapons to throw to as well.
Got some guys out there.
Beautiful pitch and catch. And in coverage Ray McLeod, no match. Now Watson has a way of throwing the deep ball, and you know as well as anybody, it takes a good amount of touch. Watson seems to have that almost naturally.
Yeah, deep ball is the hardest thing to teach, to be completely honest.
Tony Castricone with TJ Green down on the field. Tony?
Yeah, you were saying Watson's pretty good. So is TJ Green. He's getting ready for the 2016 NFL Draft. Where are you working out right now?
I'm back in Clemson right now working out.
All right. Tell us, you're hanging out on the orange sideline. Are you pro orange today? They got the early lead.
Nah, this is where I came in, and I make my rounds over there. You know, I'm just walking around, saying hello to some of the guys I play with.
Well, as we take a look at your, recruiting stock back in the old internet articles and everything, you come in as a 2-star prospect, and here you are preparing for the NFL Draft. How has Clemson gotten you ready for that?
Clemson is just, when you come here, you're going to prepare like a pro. It's really a pro organization. They're getting you ready for the next level in every aspect of life. When you just come here, it builds you as a man and builds you as a player.
What do you think about this crowd for a spring game? It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to be like this coming after the national championship run, but I didn't think the whole stadium, the whole bottom part would be full like this. But it's amazing to see how our fans still support us. They come out here every day. Even in a spring game like this, it's still packed.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
That's TJ Green, guys.
Tony, he originally signed with Clemson as a wide receiver, virtually unknown out of Alabama, made the transition to safety because he was decapitating people on the sidelines, shoving them out of bounds on special teams. Brent Venables figured out, wait a second, we can utilize this kind of talent on our side of the ball. And now he declares for the draft as an underclassman.
Hey, look, it was the same way with Vic Beasley. Lord knows I wanted them on the offensive side of the ball, but they found a way to sneak him over there to defense, and the impact that he's had has been amazing. So,
see the numbers on Deshaun. Yeah, you see the numbers on Deshaun Watson. Buck 36, 6 of 8. This should be the last time we see him on the field, so enjoy it while you can. For Deshaun's lone spring game of his Clemson career, at least as best as we can tell. Tyshawn Dye, the deep handoff, and loses a yard as he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Richard Yergin, Shaq Smith, the freshman, in on the stop. Also Dexter Lawrence pushing the pile backwards.
Young guys getting plenty of reps right now.
On second down, Watson lobs it for Thompson, and a late flag comes in. Tankersley in coverage. He'll be whistled for pass interference. And as a former quarterback, I know you agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, every time you see a one-on-one matchup, 9 times out of 10 you want to take that.
Tankersley, number 25 in orange, set to fill the awfully big shoes vacated by Mackenzie Alexander, who leaves after his redshirt junior campaign. Didn't turn around, was face guarding the offensive player there, the wide out in Travion Thompson. Maybe that's the reason we saw the flag.
Right.
That'll move the football up to the 42 as the orange team shows a 4-man front. And the slow snap delivered to Watson down the field looking for Scott. Expecting the flag, does not get it, so testing out Tankersley. And Scott unable to corral it that time.
When you're looking at Mackenzie Alexander, potential first-round talent coming out this year, Cordrea Tankersley, potential first-round guy coming out next year. These guys are loaded and just continue to keep moving.
Yeah, Tankersley had a decision to make after last year, and there was a lot of concern around here. If you lost him, you lose all 4 starters in your secondary. He comes back, and that gives Brent Venables, the defensive coordinator, some more weapons to work with. The dump off on second down will make it 3rd and 5. And Shaq Smith with a stop, the true freshman and a 5-star prospect, originally out of Baltimore, Maryland. Adrian Dunn with the grab.
Central product. Daniel High School. These guys just keep fouling them in, man.
It's a pipeline. Glad you could join us here for the orange and white game. Under 2 to play in a fast-moving first quarter. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott in the booth. Tony Castricone on the sidelines as the pass is tipped away. And Dexter Lawrence got his big mitts on it, as did Austin Bryant, crashing down. And Bryant will be credited with the breakup. Boy, pick your poison there between 90 and 91. That's a lot of beef coming down.
Some big guys out there.
Bryant saw extended snaps in the Orange Bowl victory against Oklahoma when Shaq Lawson went down, and I got to think that experience last year will help him out a lot this coming season.
Definitely with the confidence heading into the season. I mean, this defense is really going to need him, and I think he's going to step up in a major way.
Teasdall will punt it out of there from his own 36. McLeod bats it down, then falls down at the 4-yard line. So those are some of the mistakes you see with McLeod. Feast or famine, a touchdown earlier, nearly coughs it up there.
That'll be a kick of 49 yards.
So after a 49-yard punt by Teasdall,
3-yard line.
be 1st and 10 for the Orange. And McLeod simply lost his footing. Another look now at Kelly Bryant. Threw an interception. It was picked off by Marcus Edmond earlier in this quarter. And he'll be joined by Adam Choice in the backfield. Orange out to a 14-3 lead.
Anytime you're back here, you can expect a shot, especially with the safeties low.
So Bryant's got to be licking his chops, but a false start against the backup tight end, Garrett Williams. Williams in a battle with Mylan Richard and DJ Greenlee for playing time behind the all-world tight end Jordan Leggett. Choice. Nice vision at the line up to the 10-yard line.
He gave a lot of breathing room right there. It's a good run.
And a little slide step right at the line of scrimmage as we take another look, Taj. Denzel Johnson makes the tackle out of AC Flora High School down in Columbia.
Love the way he makes the cut and get downhill.
And approaching the minute to play here in the first, 2nd and 3. It's McLeod in motion. The handoff to Choice. He's got a first down. Crossing the 15 up to the 17.
Adam Choice picks up the first down.
Choice explosive here in the first 15 minutes.
I like Choice. Strong guy, got some speed.
Bryant somewhat confused.
Right there.
Yeah. Looked like he was either supposed to hand it off on the end around, and instead barrels forward for a short pickup.
Kelly Bryant picks up the yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
How hard is it to grasp this offense, particularly some of the passing concepts? Just really as a second-year player, it takes some time for the game to slow down.
It does take it, and that's the thing. Whenever it slows down, that's when you know you're ready to make some strides. In situations like the way Kelly Bryant came in the games last year, I think they just kind of made it as simple as possible to let him compete, let him play at a high level. And this year, I'm sure they're opening up the book for him a little bit, man. So he has to go out there and just grasp it and try to run it as fully as he possibly can.
Grab made by Seth Ryan. That's the end of our first quarter, one that was dominated by the Orange and Deshaun Watson. Have a 14-3 lead. He's 7 of 11 through the air, 141 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Second quarter coming up next. Orange leading the White 14-3. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott back here with you in Clemson, South Carolina. A record turnout for the annual Orange and White game. Tigers coming off a 14-1 season, playing in the national championship game just 2.5 months ago. Deshaun Watson, a couple of early touchdown passes. Kelly Bryant trying to get things going as well for the Orange team. And back in the shotgun on first down. Bryant with time. And looking deep for Renfro. He made 2 big receptions in that first quarter. Overshoots him here, however.
Hey, Renfro's a folk legend, man.
He's got deceptive speed.
He does, though. Very smooth. And it's crazy because of the number 13 with, Humphreys and Tyler Grisham, and it's just adding on to the legacy, man.
Pass is incomplete. 2nd and long. Off the quarterback keeper, Bryant dives ahead. He'll gain 2. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
These are the situations that you want to avoid right here. 3rd and 8, you want to get in 35 or less every time.
Bryant known for his speed. Ran the wing T offense the early stages of high school, transferred right up the street to Wren High School. They ran more of a pure zone read type of offense. It's taken him some time to fully adjust as he sails this one out of bounds, looking for McLeod. So the punt team back on the field as the white defense holds. A big stop right there, right?
That white defense is getting themselves off the field right now. Obviously spearheaded by Bimbo Ware, though.
So Michael Batson back deep to punt this one away. And Tay Scott sitting at his own 35-yard line, ready to receive this kick. And that appears to be all she wrote for Deshaun Watson today. He's saddled up next to Dabo Swinney to get a bird's eye view of this next play. And there goes Scott. Dances his way across midfield. Artavis Scott brought down to the 39-yard line. A 27-yard return. And the white team in business, Taj.
They are in great field position. Who steps on the field for him right now? Nick Schuessler?
I believe so. And Scott just doing a great job. It was Batson that finally brought him down, the punter. Sticking his nose in there.
Hey, he was in that weight room with his dad, man.
Record crowd in attendance. Dabo Swinney was asking for 50,000. I think he's gotten that number and then some. The lower bowl completely filled today for the first time in school history. Great start for Nick Schuessler. That's 12 in purple. And the handoff straight ahead, crossing the 35. It'll be C.J. Fuller.
And off to number 27, C.J. Fuller.
Fuller a pickup of 5, call it 6 yards. 1 minute into our second quarter. All right, so this is the spot on the field Dabo Swinney likes to take a couple of shots, right?
Absolutely.
Got a manageable down and distance. Got some speed on the edge. Let's see if the coordinators dial it up. Teams have been split up about as even as possible today. Instead, it's the handoff. And 2 yards short of the first down.
And off to C.J. Fuller.
And we'll see Clemson go no huddle.
Brought down by Dorian Daniel.
9 players back with starting experience for this Clemson offense in 2016. The defensive side, it's a little bit different. Only 4 starters returning and a lot of talent off to the NFL. More on that in just a few minutes. Also, Dabo Swinney will join us coming up at the start of our third quarter today. And Fuller stacked up, driven backwards. Richard Yergin leading the charge that time for the Orange defense.
Kendall Joseph with the tackle.
And also Kendall Joseph, 34.
Brings up 4th and 2.
And the tag team combination, pick your poison, between Yergin and Kendall Joseph. And Joseph will have the spotlight on him this year, taking over for B.J. Goodson, who was a second-team All-ACC performer last year. Schuessler the keeper. That's good enough for the first down.
Schuessler is very good at running his own read. He rises to the very last minute and just always pulls it. He has deceptive speed as well.
Well, he pulled it right out of there, didn't he?
That's all I love. He was a cool roommate, by the way, man.
Well, originally signed at Mississippi State. Yep. Decided he didn't like what he was seeing out in Starkville. Wanted to transfer. Bulldogs let him go. Ended up here at Clemson. And has competed for the backup spot the last 2.5 years. Twisting across the 25. A short pickup for Fuller. And the tackle made that time on the Orange team by J.D. Davis.
Tackle made by J.D. Davis.
So the white team trying to answer after 2 scoring tosses from Deshaun Watson for the Orange. On second down, Schuessler. Sandwich between Davis and also Niles Pinckney, the freshman.
Pick up of 2 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Schuessler does have some jets. You called that.
He does, though. The dad, a professional pitcher, the MLB. Nice pedigree.
And certainly when it comes to arm strength, 6'3", 200-pound senior out of Grayson, Georgia. On 3rd down, Schuessler surveys and has his man near first down yardage. Adrian Dunn with a grab. And maybe marked just short of the first down. It all depends on the measurement.
Number 82, Adrian Dunn with the pass.
Oh, we head to the replay booth. Mark Fields over in coverage, vying for one of those cornerback positions. Done a nice grab.
Hey, look, I don't think we had a replay booth when I was here. That's smooth, though. I could have sworn I threw a couple more touchdowns when I was here. So.
Give me one more review of those. That's right. Well, the combination of Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins, legendary. Boyd, of course, the 2012 ACC Player of the Year. Made some throws like this back in the day. And keep in mind, he's thrown into a pretty good wind.
It is. Towards
the west end zone side of Death Valley. And I think the officials got it right the first time, just short of the first down.
Short.
So Nick is a roommate? Funny guy? What was he like?
He's all right. So me, him, and Quanah Christian were rooming together, and his parents come in. Nick's parents come in, and they changed the locks from the ones that came with the apartments. I was like, come on, bro. Like, I was gonna go in there and borrow a couple things,
Yeah.
A couple juices, some Gatorades.
They changed the locks on you?
They changed the locks on me, though, so couldn't get in the pantry, man. But it's good stuff, though. No, he's a special guy, man. Very great character. And that's one of the things. The guys who surround the starting quarterback are just as important as the coaches are. When you're in situations where you need someone to talk to, sometimes the coaches don't always understand. Like, they're just as hot or, in the moment as you are. But the guys around you, the guys that I had, Donnie McElveen, Nick Schuessler, these guys, I mean, they're there in your corner helping you come down when you're a little bit too emotional.
Right.
So I think they do a great job of surrounding Deshaun right now. And, I mean, all it does is just help these younger guys out to learn the flow, to learn the rhythm. Tucker Israel, these guys. So.
And you see there, Schuessler, Taj, perfect so far, 5 for 5. We'll face a 4th down and inches here, operating out of the pistol. Often forgotten by the fans, but certainly has served a vital role with this team. I think that's good enough for the first down. Had to make 16. I think he got there. And indeed it was.
Good push by the D-line, though.
C.J. Fuller the carry and the first down yardage. Under 11 to play in a fast-moving first half. An 11-point lead for the Orange. Let's see if Schuessler decides to take a shot. Facing the 4-man front. Thompson.
That's a tunnel screen right there.
On the tunnel. Keeps it alive. Close to another first down. A gain of 9. And the white team threatening to score its first touchdown of the ball game, and Thompson slow to get up. Good blocking downfield.
Great blocking on the edge out there. Look like a scene out of Varsity Blues right there.
Thompson assisted and is kneeling over on the sidelines. 2nd and short. And a timeout called by the Orange. 10:15 remaining in the second quarter. Orange stoked to this 11-point advantage with Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott, Tony Castricone down on the sidelines as we step aside as well here in Clemson, South Carolina.
I had a guy hit me up, said, please put...
Well, in fact, we're going to keep it here. And we'll send it back down to the sidelines. Tony Castricone with another special guest. Tony?
Yeah, guys. Charlie Whitehurst was in this position 10 years ago, playing in the spring game. Now you're coming back to watch a team that was in the national championship game a year ago. How cool is that?
That's really cool. And I think, judging by the number of people here, everybody's pretty excited about where the program's going. I certainly am. It's kind of new for us, being right there at the top, or one step away from being at the top. So it's fun to come back, and it's great to see all these athletes running around, and great to see Dabo last night at his all-in ball. So yeah, it's been a fun weekend so far.
Charlie, as a quarterback, how proud are you of Deshaun and all that he's done so far?
Yeah, I think he's handled everything the right way. Obviously, he's extremely talented. Seems like he's the leader of the team, and I think all the quarterbacks that have played here before are proud of what he's done.
Guys, Charlie Whitehurst.
Touchdown to Cannon Smith. Nick Schuessler orchestrating the scoring march, and the white on the scoreboard reaching pay dirt for the first time. And as we listen there to Charlie Whitehurst, who's had serious staying power in the NFL for the past decade. Cannon Smith, the redshirt sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina. with one of the highlights of his early career.
It's a big boy right there, man. Guy looks like a grown person out there.
6'5", 260. And one of several tight ends, as we mentioned earlier, vying for backup status behind Jordan Leggett. Spence on for the point after. And he shanked it. So Spence will push the PAT wide right. And our new score, 14-9. 10:09 remaining here in the second quarter in Clemson. Windy day back in Clemson, South Carolina. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott, alongside of Tony Castricone on the field. 14-9 our score. Nick Schuessler has been perfect today. 7 for 7, 47 yards, and a touchdown on that last drive. This one sent out to Cannon Smith as the white team reaches pay dirt for the first time. Taj, your thoughts on what you've seen out of Nick?
Nick's been impressive. Really steady, leading the offense. The guy has been perfect so far, so just have to keep doing what he's going to do. Just keep leading the truth, man. These guys are building confidence every step of the way, and I'm glad he's leading the charge right now.
Hey, he's been perfect. You can't beat that as a quarterback,
Not
right?
at all.
I like what you said as well, his ability in the zone read, something that is probably somewhat underrated. Spence, you'll see his kickoff roll into the end zone as Ray McLeod.
The wind is really pushing out here right now.
Oh, it's gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Hard to believe it's mid-April and it's this chilly here in upstate South Carolina. Another chance to see Kelly Bryant battling Nick Schuessler for that backup spot behind Deshaun Watson. Reminder, Dabo Swinney will join us coming up at the start of the third quarter. And we will also touch base with Director of Athletics here at Clemson, Dan Radakovich, at halftime. From the 25, Bryant back on the field. And the handoff, the Wayne train back on the playing surface. Up to the 39-yard line and a pickup of 14.
Between Wayne Gallman and Dalvin Cook, I think they're the two most explosive backs in all of college football. Putting this conference in great hands right now. So.
Under 10 to go in the second quarter. Gallman 1,527 yards a year ago. And a few more right here. Crossing midfield. Shoved out of bounds finally. Down inside the 40. And a gain of 27.
And the best thing about Wayne is you never see him take a loss. Those feet are always driving. He's always falling forward. Something you can't teach right there.
Well, you said you liked what you saw out of him in spring practice this year. It looks a little bigger, a little faster. 215 pounds, maybe a notch or two above that. He said he wants to get to 217 in time for August. Off of play action. Bryant nearly has that one picked off. And dropping back in coverage, Van Smith had an interception against Miami last season in limited playing time. Great instincts.
He does.
And Bryant sensing backside pressure. Denzel Johnson also in the area. Van Smith figures to be one of those players that could vie for starting honors in this defensive backfield. The losses of players like J-Ron Kearse, T.J. Green, who we spoke with moments ago. And a hard-hitting secondary from last season. Here's Gallman. Up to the 36.
His feet just keep moving.
Smith with a tackle. Albert Huggins also in the area for the white team. Third down and 8. There's Watson talking things over with his head coach. And really not a lot to prove for Deshaun in the season he had last year.
No, not at all. I mean, again, there's no way you can't tell me he didn't solidify himself as the best player in college football.
Not just quarterback, but the best player.
Just the best player in general. The way he leads, the way he carries himself, the way he plays. I mean, the guy's a rare athlete, and it's been special to watch him grow, to watch him play, and just to watch him mature as a person.
Well, he committed to Clemson almost 4 years ago, so you had a lot of chance to talk with Deshaun and maybe take him under your wing, right?
Yeah, man. I was in talks with Deshaun his junior year of high school. He had a chance to come up and stay at my house a few times, man, just hang out. Just a special kid. I'm just proud of him.
Third down and 3. Again, play action for Bryant. Finds a running lane and a quick whistle.
Come on, Coach Sweeney. He's over there saying he's down. There's no way he's down.
Short of the first down where the officials are standing, and Dabo does have ultimate control over this scrimmage, right?
Oh, he does.
And he knows that he gave the defense a free pass on that one. Nobody touches Kelly Bryant.
No.
Bryant would still be running towards Seneca if that play's allowed to continue. That'll make it 4th down. And the Tigers' 8th-year head coach looking to see how his team responds with it all on the line. Orange with a 4-point advantage. Bryant with time. And touch from behind. He'll be whistled dead there as Judah Davis gets a fingertip on the back of the jersey. And that'll thwart the scoring effort for the Orange. So halfway through the second quarter, white team will take over 1st and 10. One more look, Taj. And Bryant have to wait until the next possession. We send you back to the sidelines. Tony Castricone with a legend, Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, guys, from NFL Live to Spring Game Live, I guess we could call this. 50,000 plus here today. What does that say for Clemson football?
Well, it shows you where this program has gotten to. I mean, of all the excitement of last year, the last couple of years, especially last year, getting to the championship game. And I know we've lost a lot of guys, as far as going to the draft, but I think that Dabo is doing a great job of bringing in a lot of talent. And so just very anxious to see what this team is going to do this year.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the upcoming year? I mean, there are a lot of guys coming back. It's a challenging schedule with some big road games, but your thoughts?
Well, I think that the thing that you saw last year, like I just said, is that the talent is here. You may not have seen those guys play a lot because we obviously had talent that's going to the National Football League. Same thing with the D-line last year. We lost Beasley and some of those other guys, and then Shaq and Dodd, those guys stepped up and started to play ball. So we're hoping the same thing happens in the secondary. And on the offensive side of the ball, the two key components are back. You have the quarterback, and you have your running back, Wayne Train. So you have two guys that have put up great numbers, and I don't see them doing anything less this year.
I know 16 years in the NFL is a lot between now and Clemson for you, but does it ever just kind of make you nostalgic to be here on the floor of Memorial Stadium?
I mean, it's always a blessing to get back to see this sea of orange, to come back and to, we start reminiscing with some of the guys about some of the things that we did on this football field, and even in the spring game, the contact that we had in the spring game. And it's just a pleasure to get back, and for me, just to see the energy that Clemson football is being, I guess, talked about across, not just in South Carolina anymore. I think people are talking about Clemson football across the nation, and that's a wonderful thing.
Thank you, Brian.
Appreciate it.
Guys.
Tony, great work. And Brian Dawkins, boy, he sounds like a coach if you didn't know any better. A great analyst for ESPN, of course, but I suspect he's going to be a Hall of Famer within the next year or two with the kind of career he had, and even off the field. He's even more impressive.
Absolutely. He came and spoke to us at a banquet one year, and it was he brought tears to your eyes. The guy's that inspirational, the guy's that real, and I'm just glad he's part of the Clemson family.
Nick Schuessler, that last pass, incomplete. First time that has happened in 8 attempts for Mr. Schuessler. So on 3rd and 13, the drive will end there as McLeod fields it and steps out of bounds. Nice play also, as Tony was talking with Brian Dawkins. Mark Fields in coverage with Artavis Scott and essentially a jump ball. I thought Fields kind of held his own.
Absolutely, and that's what you got to do in these situations. Artavis Scott is a big dog on campus. Mark Fields is trying to make a name, and you have to compete against the best.
Yeah, 2 against 3 as we take a look at the upcoming schedule. Tony mentioned the road games. The Tigers open the season at the SEC Tigers Auburn on September 3rd. A road trip to Tallahassee October 29th, obviously looming. And then not to mention the road game at Georgia Tech on a Thursday night to begin conference play. 3 big road games. And, of course, if you're interested in tickets, go to ClemsonTigers.com or call 1-800-CLEMSON to get your tickets today. And they're going in a hurry, but you made those trips when you played football. Auburn back in 2010, Georgia Tech multiple times, Florida State. Not an easy road to hoe, is it?
No, not at all. Georgia Tech, to be honest, is probably the most difficult out of the rest of those two, or the other two. Just essentially the energy in that stadium. Georgia Tech is never in prime position to be the top team in the country, but they're always competing, and Clemson is right now at the top. So, they're coming out and they're hitting every game. So.
Here's Choice breaking tackles across the 30 and plows his way to the 32-yard line. Gain of 12 yards, and the Orange team in business already with a 5-point advantage. Choice has been very impressive here in the first 2 quarters.
He has been.
Shed a tackle and finally brought down by Trey Lamar, the true freshman. Roswell, Georgia. There's a pitch and catch up to the 48. And Hunter Renfro, his 4th grab of the day.
The best thing I've seen Clemson do in the past couple of years is play to their standard and not anyone else's. That's Coach Sweeney's biggest notion right there, is just play within yourself and be who you are. And Clemson's done that, so I don't expect them to do anything else different this year.
After a gain of 16, Ray McLeod into white territory and finally whistled down at the 46 as Trey Lamar makes another stop. So a couple of times we've called the true freshman linebacker's name. Again, he should be getting ready for his senior prom, instead enrolled early with 6 other players who try to get some early PT. And Bryant sails this one out of bounds, looking for Renfro. Under 5 to play here in the second quarter. Orange team with a 5-point lead. Dan Radakovich going to join us at halftime, director of athletics for Clemson University. He's got a lot of things on his table right now, including the new football operations complex right behind the indoor practice facility, Taj. A lot of construction going on around these parts, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, it looks different already every time you step on campus. They're doing some wonderful things around the university, though.
Bryant with time, and a quick slant is dropped. He's looking to make the grab across the middle, in and out of the midst for Tuttle. So Kenyon Tuttle, 5'11", 170-pound redshirt freshman out of Charlotte. That'll bring up 4th down, and the punt team back on the field. So the defense starting to take over here in the orange and white game.
I need, you know what, to be honest, I need to see some fireworks right now. Something got to happen. So the defense is holding their own. That's what Venables wants. We got to go put some numbers on the board, though.
Now, a lot of people question what Clemson's defense could do last year. You heard Brian Dawkins mention it after losing Grady Jarrett, Vic Beasley, Stephon Anthony, high-round draft picks. They were #1 in the country that season. Ended up being top 15 again last year despite losing that talent. And one of the reasons why it comes down to recruiting. And this is what they're calling Dabo's new playground, the football operations complex. And it is a complex. It reminds you of what you would see at schools like Oregon, where it's state-of-the-art everything. They have a version of the Hill indoors. You've got the weight room. The coaches' offices are all going to be housed here right beside the indoor practice facility, which was constructed just 2 years ago. And they're calling this a game changer, Taj, in recruiting. You're looking at it right now. How impressive is what you're watching?
Well, recruiting now is essentially an arms race. So it's a race to see who has the best facilities. Clemson's putting himself right at the top of that. And at this rate, I mean, they'll be able to get anybody they want.
That's set to open up beginning in January of 2017. And construction well underway. Dabo Swinney with a nice gesture yesterday where he brought in his former letter winners and had them each sign big orange beam that'll go on top of the weight room just to make it so that everybody feels at home. I thought that was a nice gesture. 2nd and 4 for Schussler. And with plenty of time, lobs this one out of bounds, looking for Bell. And in coverage, Dorian O'Daniel. 6'1", 215-pound junior. Starting to get more reps.
Third and 4.
So on 3rd and 4, when Taj Boyd was playing at Clemson, I'm thinking quarterback run, right?
Quarterback run.
Everybody knew it was coming.
Bring Sammy in motion. I'm coming downhill.
And here's the hammer. Instead, Schussler will throw it.
Nice completion right there to Artavis.
That's not an easy catch to make in traffic for Tay Scott.
Not at all. It's dangerous around that middle. So a lot of these guys, that's where they make their money at in the NFL.
Drive continues, under 4 to play. Scott, a junior out of the Sunshine State. The pipeline that has been built down to Florida continues for Clemson's recruiting efforts. And on 1st down, Schussler going deep. Rifles one for Thompson. In and out of the midst. Tankersley in coverage. A well-thrown football, giving his wide receiver a chance that time, Taj.
It was, though. These guys are just battling right now.
And that's one that Thompson probably believes he should have caught.
Yeah, I wish he probably wish he could have that back right there. I've seen him make those catches before. In these situations, you got to make that for the quarterback.
Second and 10, deep handoff up to the 20. And brought down just short there is C.J. Fuller.
It'll be 3rd and 7.
And third down upcoming. Now the wind continues to whip around. Beautiful afternoon. A record crowd in attendance for the annual Orange and White game. The Tigers off a national championship game appearance just 2.5 months ago. And Deshaun Watson's day is done, already having thrown a couple of touchdown tosses. Schuessler, Thompson, caught. Went to his knees to make the reception.
Nice.
Ruled down at the 46-yard line in a gain of 28 yards.
First down to the 46.
Schuessler with good arm strength.
Yeah. Slung it in there.
Pocket held up just long enough for Schuessler to hit Thompson right in front of Jadar Johnson. On first down, Scott, Orange territory, and spins his way ahead down to the 48.
Gaining some momentum on this drive right here, trying to put a score before the half.
As you've watched Kelly Bryant and Nick Schuessler today, to me it looks obvious Schuessler's been the more impressive quarterback so far.
Yeah, I mean, he looks more polished. I'm sure this battle will continue to the regular season games, but I've always had a dilemma on quarterback situations as well.
Pump fakes here, going deep once again, and somehow caught at the 11-yard line, Artavis Scott. And he brings it in right in front of Mark Fields.
A great catch right there.
37-yard gain. Get easier said than done. Scott climbing the ladder, but right into the teeth of that wind. Fuller straight ahead up towards the 10-yard line. A short pickup on first down.
C.J. Fuller.
Clemson will welcome back at least one more and more than likely two more wide receivers in time for preseason camp. Mike Williams, number 7, missed last year, at least the majority of last season, with a neck injury. And Deion Kane also was suspended by Dabo Swinney before the Orange Bowl, but is expected to return to the team in time for preseason camp next year. Arguably two of the best field stretchers for Coach Swinney's club next year, Todd.
Absolutely. Heads up play by Nick Schuessler, knocking the screen down right there. One of the things you learn is that you don't want to try and catch it, man. Something bad will happen, so you might as well go ahead and knock it down while you can. That's what he did right there.
It's Austin Bryant.
Protect the play.
Austin Bryant's second deflection. On third down, Fuller will flank Schuessler. And Schuessler with plenty of time. Couldn't find anybody open. And we'll live to see another play.
I think he thought Artavis Scott was going to keep coming across the middle. Had him there for a second, just got to pull the trigger early.
And get some coaching from Deshaun on the side. You see Schuessler's numbers. It's been an impressive day for him. That'll set up a field goal attempt for the White.
Probably would have told him, just got to let it go.
Easier said than done. You quarterbacks get greedy down there near the red zone. Here's Spence, missed an extra point early today, but connected on a 21-yard field goal from the right hash. And the 33-yard effort here comes up well short. So Spence's field goal is off. Our score remains 14-9. Despite the impressive afternoon by Nick Schuessler. Well, nobody did it better in college football a year ago at the quarterback position than Deshaun Watson. The first quarterback in FBS history to throw for 4,000, run for 1,000 in the same year. Led the Tigers all the way to the national championship game against Alabama out in Glendale, Arizona. And Taj, just a sophomore, entering his junior season. The sky is the limit. Ultra cool, calm, and collected. This guy can do just about anything he wants.
Guy's special, man. Has a great sense of urgency, great pocket awareness. Still so young, man.
counting for 47 touchdowns last year as well. Back to live action. Renfro, a little shake and bake, crossing the 25 and a gain of 7 on first down. So the Orange team now in their 2-minute offense. Kelly Bryant with the last completion. And straight ahead, gain of 4, call it 5. That'll sustain the drive. 34 seconds left. Orange team with all 3 timeouts left, by the way. You can feel the tension in the stands.
Yeah.
On first down, Bryant again with time.
He got him on the corner.
Boy, Wilkins thought he had the backside pressure.
He had him on the corner down here.
Look at big number 42 in white. Started as a defensive tackle. They've moved him out to end at times this year, to the spring, to kind of get him playing a couple of different positions in case they need it, as the Orange team will utilize one of its 3 remaining timeouts.
All right, so look, first time I met Christian Wilkins, right? We're in an indoor facility. I'm throwing the ball around, just working with some of the younger guys, Dion, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it was just finished up practice, and Christian was like, "Yo, let me run some routes." I said, "I got you."
Defensive tackle running routes.
Running routes.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen guys catch, you know, things of that nature. But he lined up, and I think, I want to say it was, I don't know, Damari Kidd or somebody guarding him, right? Maybe it wasn't Damari, but somebody around that nature. Just a slim guy, athletic. Christian Wilkins runs a wheel route. Literally one hand, it pushes
300 pounds,
in the end zone. It's just unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like it. It was just special.
Well, maybe that was the birth of the fake punt play against Oklahoma that went for 31 yards and a first down, and a play that arguably changed the complexion of that matchup in the Orange Bowl. Wilkins, a heck of an athlete. He can do so many things for you.
Something in the water, man.
Out of the timeout. 2nd and long. And the white team playing their prevent defense. The Orange team, rather, make that the white team as they pick off Kelly Bryant. Ryan Carter comes out of there with the pick.
I thought he was running around too. I got confused myself.
It looked as if that's who he was trying to throw it to, and Carter gets 2 feet in bounds, stutter steps, and picks off Bryant. And that'll be Kelly's 2nd interception of the day. Marcus Edmond had the first one way back at the start of the first quarter.
White team has 8 seconds left in the first
So
half.
8 seconds remaining. And we will see if head coach Brandon Streeter elects to give it the old heave-ho deep down the field. Reminder, Dan Radakovich, Director of Athletics here at Clemson, will join us at halftime. Dabo Swinney will be in the booth to begin the 3rd quarter. What could be the final play. Schuessler buys some time. And it'll be batted away. So that'll do it. 14-9. The Orange leads the Whites. An impressive first 30 minutes for Nick Schuessler. And, of course, for Deshaun Watson. Dan Radakovich and much more headed your way for our halftime report. Stay tuned. All right, halftime back in Clemson, South Carolina.
Absolutely.
Halftime continues. 14-9 our score. The Orange with the lead over the Whites.
Halftime at Memorial Stadium, the 2016 Orange and White game. Right now it's the Orange leading the White by a score of 14-9 behind a couple of touchdown passes from the 2015 Heisman finalist in Deshaun Watson. I'm Tony Castricone. Welcome back to the Death Valley Turf as we have a fantastic turnout today. We expect more than 50,000 are here, which is a record attendance for a Clemson spring football game. I believe the previous record was 38,000, and attendance has been a thing that's really been on the rise at Clemson. If you look back over the last couple of years, 2013, 2014, fantastic numbers, but record numbers in 2015. 588,000 plus watched home games at Clemson. That's an average of more than 84,000 fans at Memorial Stadium for all the home games. But then when you combine that with the fact that they've gone on the road, played in some really big games, there was the semifinal against Oklahoma, the national championship game last year. Over 1 million people attended a Clemson football game for the first time in Clemson football history last year. Those numbers continue to be on the rise as enthusiasm continues to surround this program, and those numbers could go up even this year. There's opportunity still to get season tickets, 1-800-CLEMSON, but right now it's been a fantastic turnout. We think there may be more than 50,000 here today for the spring game. We got much more to get to here at halftime. As again, Deshaun Watson's thrown for 2 touchdown passes in the first half. It's the Orange leading the White by a count of 14-9. We'll take a look at some of the first half stats and highlights on the other side of this break.
Back here inside of Clemson's Death Valley, 14-9 our halftime score. The Orange leading the White. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott, and Tony Castricone here with you. Glad you could join us. Beautiful sunsplash Saturday afternoon here in the Deep South. A bit windy outside, but a couple of big plays highlighting our action for the first 2 quarters in the books. Led, of course, by Deshaun Watson. 5 of 6 through the air was Deshaun, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right here, a 61-yard scoring strike to Ray McLeod. One of 2 touchdowns on the board by the Orange. The other, Hunter Renfro, 4 catches, including that scoring toss. A big first half for the former walk-on Hunter Renfro. Nick Schuessler got into the mix as well. 12 of 18 through the air was Schuessler, including this pitch and catch to Artavis Scott. Wayne Gallman leading all rushers, 6 carries, 48 yards in the first half. The Wayne train setting the single-season rushing mark last year for the Tigers. A rock-solid start here today. Cannon Smith, the scoring grab from Nick Schuessler to highlight our first half scoring. Look at the halftime numbers. We mentioned Deshaun. He was on target. So was Schuessler. Kendall Joseph, 7 tackles. Joseph stepping into that starting Mike linebacker role. And they want to see more big plays out of him. He was just about everywhere in the first 2 quarters.
He was, though. I mean, he needs somebody that's going to compliment Ben Boulware. He's been doing very well right now.
14-9 the score. Our second half coming up. We're also going to welcome in Dabo Sweeney to the booth in our third quarter. Now, you guys got to keep it in check here because I can only imagine. I got you and I got Dabo here in the booth with me. We'll see exactly how it goes down. Third quarter coming up next. Stay tuned. Start of the second half back here to Clemson, South Carolina with Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott. The Orange lead the White 14-9. And to start our third quarter, we'll have some different units on the field. For more on that, we check in once again with our man Tony Castricone. Tony?
Yeah, Roy, it'll be a little bit different. The second half will move a little bit quicker than the first half. They will have a regular moving clock for the first 2 possessions. But after the first 2 series, it'll be a mostly running clock for the third and the fourth quarter. Also, you know, they don't really go by first team, second team, third team here at Clemson. They call the first team Orange, the second team Purple, and the third team is Pride. That's because Dabo Sweeney and his staff really want the guys, the young guys, and the walk-ons, want them to take pride in their job and pride in what it is that they mean to this team because, you know, a lot of times you're only as strong as your weakest link. And so the guys on the Pride team are going to have an opportunity to go head-to-head and take pride in what they do here in the second half.
Well done, my friend. The opening kickoff fielded by Artavis Scott. Brought back to the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the White team as we get you set and ready to go for our third quarter. Quarterbacks have been impressive, especially Nick Schuessler and, of course, Deshaun Watson. Watson's day is done. And now for the first time we see Tucker Israel. Redshirt freshman, hurt his foot in the early stages of preseason camp last year, Taj, but set the all-time state record for passing yards down in Florida.
Hey, some gaudy numbers. See if he can put it to the test today.
Put up tens of thousands of yards.
Touchdown die on the run right there.
And Die crossing the 45. Gain of 16 on first down.
He's battled the injury bug a little bit since he's been here. I think he has a lot of potential, though. So looking forward to seeing if he can fill it this year.
Yeah, it was just 2 years ago. Die tore his Achilles. Had a lower back injury in the early stages of his Clemson career. And now for the first time given a clean bill of health. He's got some power and pretty good vision. A gain of 2 on first down here.
This is the best part about the second half of the spring game. Some of the guys who haven't got a chance to compete that much get a chance to just go out there and just lay it on the line. Try to earn themselves a spot on this team right now and a shot to compete.
Second down and 8. Quick strike and nearly picked off by O'Daniel. Well, he was in the right place at the right time, just couldn't bring it in.
He'll have to get in the jug machines a little bit when he gets back.
One more look at it, and O'Daniel read that one perfectly. Looking for Dunn. He was blanketed, double covered that time. And your trap also in the area for the Orange. Be joined by Dabo Swinney here in the booth moments from now. Tigers' 8th-year head coach, fresh off an appearance in the national championship game. Clemson 14-1 a year ago. And on third down, Israel.
That's a good ball right there.
Threw a strike. In and out of the hands of Bell. Passes incomplete. Jadar Johnson in coverage, as was Trapp. So the punt team back on the field.
Jadar Johnson on the coverage.
For the white team. Well, Israel has a live arm. A bit unlucky there on that last sequence.
It's good to hear Mayor's Trapp's name out there, man. Obviously, Dad, James Trapp, former Clemson All-American. Track athlete and a football player, so it's in his pedigree.
And started in the NFL for a number of years. Carson King punts this one away. And from his own 37-yard line, he'll watch it be ruled dead inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and 10 when we come back. 14-9, the Orange leading the White. Third quarter action continues after this. Start of the third quarter, 13:52 remaining. 14-9 the score with Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott. A record 50,500 fans in attendance here in Death Valley for the annual Orange and White game. And joining us now in the booth, the 8th-year head coach of the Clemson Tigers. He is William Christopher Swinney. Dabo, how we doing today?
Man, this is great. First of all, I'm glad you said that. The crowd was awesome. I really felt like, we'd have at least 50 show up, and even with all the wind we had today, it's good to see a great crowd. Hopefully everybody's had a good time, and we got a competitive game too. So been some good plays, good and bad on both sides. Adam Choice there, he goes right there. I think he's had a good day, running the football, but hopefully we'll have a competitive second half as well. What
do you think about this guy sitting right next to you here in the booth, Taj Boyd? What did he mean to Clemson football when you were coaching him?
Well, he helped change Clemson, and that was really how I recruited him. I always kid people on it, but it's the truth. I went up to see him in Virginia because I didn't get the job till late, and we didn't really get on until late. He had everybody recruiting him, and went up there. I'll never forget sitting there in his living room, and I've got about a 3-week resume as a head coach, and he's got Bilotti and Tressel and all these places, and I'm in there just selling hope, man. I'm just like, listen, I just need somebody to believe in me, and I'm serious. And I told him, I was like, all I can tell you is, I'm committed, and I know what we can do. I need a quarterback, man, and you're my guy, and you and I together, we're going to change Clemson, and we'll be a part of building something special, and that's what happened. We didn't achieve all of our goals, but at the end of the day, he left here as the winningest quarterback in school history, and we did things that had never been done, and we did things that hadn't been done in forever in a day. And Taj Boyd was so instrumental in not only what happened on the field, but how things changed on the outside, how he represented our program, how he met with the media and handled adversity and handled success, and how relationships in the community, relationships in the administration, all of those things, a lot of things that people didn't see, and then recruiting. You don't think players wanted to come play with Taj Boyd.
Yeah, speaking of recruiting, I hate to pull on this coattail a little bit, but people always ask me why I decided Clemson. And you look at Coach Swinney, you look at his story, his situation. College is more than just playing. Ultimately, you're going to become who you're going to become at your university. And to see the situation he came from and the adversity that he overcame, and how he was almost seeming like destined for failure but found a way to succeed. I wanted to learn from a person like that. I wanted him to teach me how to become a man, and that's the reason I came to Clemson altogether. So
that's got to make you feel good to hear that.
Oh, man, yeah, that's what it's all about. And for me, to see a young person transform his life, it never gets old, and especially through the game of football. And, Taj has got more football in front of him, but if football ended today for Taj Boyd, he's prepared for life, and that's where I get my joy, is seeing guys figure it out and become a man and be able to, have the tools that they need to be successful and to have great relationships and be a good father and citizen. And Taj Boyd is the epitome of that. And he's a giver. He'll be a guy that will be involved with Clemson for the rest of his life. And people appreciate him and what he did. I mean, you're talking about Orange Bowls and all kind of records and wins. And I mean, we could go on and on.
All right, yeah, enough about me. Listen.
What's that?
I appreciate it. I do got a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
C.J. Fuller, Tyshawn Dye.
Yeah.
These type of running backs, right? A little bit different than Wayne Gallman. They're all kind of similar. How can they separate themselves heading forward to the season?
Well, I think right now you got Wayne Gallman, and then you got Fuller, Dye, and Choice, right, who are all three kind of really battling. And a lot of people forget Choice beat Gallman out. When Choice was a true freshman and Gallman was a redshirt freshman, Choice won the job. And then Choice tore his knee up, and that's when Gallman kind of – but, both of those guys are unique because Gallman played linebacker and he played a little bit of wing T, so he had a lot to learn about playing the position. And then same thing with Choice, he was quarterback. And it's one thing to run it as a quarterback and be a natural runner. It's another thing when you're getting the ball in the backfield and you got to know how to read things and stuff. So he had a lot to learn. But I think the biggest thing is just those guys being complete players. Adam has got to cut it loose, and he's still not quite back to where he was, but he's close. And then Tyshawn Dye's had the best spring that he's had, and it's just a matter of him being consistent and again staying within his skill set. I think last year he tried to maybe sometimes be a little something that he's not, and I think it's just say, hey, I'm going to be the best version of Tyshawn Dye that I can be, and that'll be just fine. And then Fuller might have the best complete package of all of those guys, as far as ability to protect, ability to run routes, catch the football, very natural. And then Wayne Gallman's got to improve as a receiver. Yeah. Right now, he is average as a receiver threat out of the backfield, and that's got to change. And a lot like Ellington was. I thought Ellington going into his, that was my challenge to him. You got to become a factor in the passing game. And it was something that it's not that he can't do it. He just got to get a lot of reps in that. Right. So they all have things that they got to do. And, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And then you throw Feaster in the mix when he gets here. So
it's going to be a competition.
All I know is I'm a much better coach when I got options.
Speaking of being a better coach, we take a look at some of the highlights of the Dabo era, and you talk about it. Fourth winningest team in the country in the last 5 years. The consistency has been there. 4 straight top 15 finishes. Of course, the appearance in the national championship game last year. A couple of conference titles, Coach. This has got to put a smile on your face. And by the way, that's just the first of 2 pages with this graphic. Consistency, titles, banners. You got players getting their degrees. It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, the best stats that one there at the end. I've had 135 seniors and 129 have their degree. That's the best stat of all those stats because that's what it's about. At least that's what it's about here at Clemson.
Hey, look, the best make everyone around them better.
That's right? Exactly right. That's our culture. And, it was pretty neat last year to be up in Chicago and when Vic Beasley had his name called and he was the top 10 pick and he was the only top 10 pick with a degree. I really thought that was great. But we've got a culture that these guys have bought into, and it's not a one-year thing. It's 6 of our 7 years we've been top 10 academically. Right. So that's the thing that I'm most proud of because I always believe that if we take care of the right things, the football will take care of itself. And that's what's happened.
A lot of fans want to know on the field what's going on behind Deshaun. Deshaun was brilliant today, as you would probably expect. Kelly Bryant, Nick Schuessler. I thought Schuessler has thrown the ball very well today.
You know what, Deshaun and I were kind of staying back there. I like to kind of keep him engaged every play, and we just talk through it. But, Nick's just, I always say, he's just like that old dog, man. He just hangs around. He just won't go away, and he just makes plays. He just makes plays, and he made a play down here that most people just don't think anything about it. It was a zone read, but he fooled everybody. Nobody knew how he had the ball. He's very crafty, very nifty. He's made some really nice throws. Had a couple drop that probably should have been caught. There's a crazy angle of release right there, and he's right here. No. He had a little ball handling. That was a great call, 2nd and 1. That's like a coach's dream there on the 4-yard line, but. I'm really pleased with Nick and the spring he's had, and I thought Kelly has done some good things. A couple times I thought he took a couple sacks he shouldn't have taken, held the ball a little bit.
Well, you blew the whistle early on one play right there, man. I couldn't believe that.
Hey, I'm trying to not get my quarterback killed right now, but you know that takes a little bit of what makes him special away, because he's bigger, stronger, faster than Deshaun. And he's the same kind of kid. He's wired the same way. His foundation wasn't quite like Deshaun's, but he's getting there, and he's made some nice plays. Made a couple nice throws to leg it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it finishes out this half.
Kendall Joseph had 7 tackles at halftime, 34, and it's a guy I know that you are leaning on a little bit this year to take over that Mike linebacker spot as B.J. Goodson left. He was second-team All-ACC. Have you been impressed with what you've seen out of Kendall?
We'll be just fine with old 34. You guys are going to enjoy him. He is a great football player in the making, and we trust him. Heck, we thought he was ready last spring,
right,
but had some injuries he had to battle through. And I don't know if y'all saw that last catch, but that was a little Canyon Tuttle. That's Perry Tuttle's son right there, making his debut here in the Valley.
Out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, and he's number 81. There's a little significance in that too.
So.
Everything's got a purpose behind it, Roy.
Like you
wore that tie today because it matched that blue shirt.
That's
all right,
exactly
there's a purpose in everything,
and it's orange, which makes sense on this broadcast, of course.
Yes.
Anybody else caught your attention field level today with what you've seen?
Well, speaking of the receivers right there, how about Seth Ryan? Seth Ryan has made. I told Renfro. Now Renfro screwed it up for me today. I told Renfro that. The legend of Renfro is diminishing because of Seth Ryan's production this spring. It's been unbelievable. Seth Ryan has had a great spring. He's just one of those kids that knows how to play, and he's very savvy and good route runner. Really proud of him. I said, that's what we need out of Wayne.
Right.
That's what we need. We need him involved, and he's got to be the dependable. He had some drops last year, but I'm proud of old Seth. And then Renfro, he goes and messes it up and has a huge play right out of the gate. And dadgummit.
I know you've been looking to get the special teams more consistent.
Yeah.
Well, Artavis Scott had an outstanding day returning. What does he bring to the table this year in the return game?
Well, he's a veteran. We trust him, and we'd love to see Ray kind of become that guy, because he's got a chance to score every time he touches it. But right now he's still kind of learning, to gain our trust. There's just a lot more to it than just running back there and making decisions and judging wind and all those, understanding field position, and there's a lot of fundamentals and technique. But Artavis, he had a 50-yarder in the national championship game. We know what he can do. We've worked really hard on the teams. We're split up and divided, and we got a lot of guys. That's their only chance to play today is on those teams, and I want everybody to play. So we're a little watered down, but we'll still be able to evaluate the guys we need to evaluate from the tape. But I think we're going to be much improved in the return game, and certainly much improved in the kickoff coverage department. Disappointed in right now our backup kicking situation as far as backup punter and backup field goal kicker. But we're very proud of Hugel. Hugel's coming off an All-American year. He'll be ready to go. Teasdale has been a really solid guy, great senior leader for us. But we got to find out who those guys behind them are going to be.
Absolutely.
Another position that a lot of fans are asking about is who will be starting at cornerback, right there with Cordray Tankersley. I thought Tankersley played well in the first half and was challenged a couple of times, Coach. But we've seen Mark Fields, Marcus Edmond had an interception. Ryan Carter did too. As you look at that cornerback spot right now, how do you assess where you are opposite Tankersley?
Yeah, we're in great shape because we've got a bunch of guys that can play, and then you forget about Adrian Baker. Adrian Baker is a guy that played a lot of football for us last year, had some big plays and big moments. Right. He's going to have to come off his knee surgery, but we feel like by September or so he'll be back in the mix. Give us another veteran guy. And Marcus Edmond is the guy that I think's had a great spring. He got burned on an out and up because they've been how they get in the spring. They jump all those out cuts, and then all of a sudden you get to spring game, they put the old out and up in, and he gets burned. But all those guys are going to be fine. Mark Fields and Carter, they'll be just fine.
Talking with Dabo Swinney, when you look at this graphic here, the fourth winningest program really in this decade, and very close to being at the very top. What does this mean to you when you see it?
Well, consistency.
Yeah.
I think that's been my main thing from day one. Is we're going to have some good days and bad days, but we got to build a consistent program. I remember back in 11 when we won the league first time. And we won 10 games, and it was like, we're going to build a statue around here. We won 10 games for the first time in 20 years, right. And I'm like, let's pump the brakes. Let's go do this about 5 or 6 or 7 times. Then we can become relevant, and we've become very consistent. The other thing is I see. A couple in Florida State long, 58 and 56, and we've had a couple losses. Those guys that were down to the wire. So we played a couple of those teams in front of us, and so we still got some work to do as a program. We're still climbing the mountain, but the consistency, if you can have that type of consistency with the success and the failure from time to time, then you have a chance to be a very relevant program, and that's where we are.
And that's been the most special thing in this, as an alum, to sit there and when you think about the top teams in the country, you think Clemson. I know that's what you wanted, to become a consistent winner. Since we're out here in Clemson, South Carolina, what can we expect from Drew and Will Swinney this year, Daniel?
Oh, that's the hard-hitting questions.
That's a good question because their coach just left, Randy Robinson, who's been just a great coach at Daniel High for a long time, and he made a very difficult decision this week to take the head job down in Berkeley, and he'll do a great job down there. And Randy's been great to Clemson and been great to work with from my standpoint as far as, just we've recruited a lot of his kids, and those guys have been very productive for us here at Clemson. Lots of guys, Newcock and Shaq, Deshaun Williams, C.J. Davidson, you go on and on. So we've got to hire a new coach at Daniel High, but those guys will be ready. Will had I think he was an all-region guy last year, had a pretty good little year, and he's a tough kid, and I think he's got a chance. He wants to come here and play at Clemson, and so we'll see how that works out. And then Drew will be a rising junior, big year for. He had a great year on the JV last year, so this will be his first year, on the varsity. But both those guys, they're great kids. They work their butts off. They make great grades, and I'm really proud of them because they're just humble guys that don't expect anything any different than for anybody else, and I'm the same way with them.
We got about 90 seconds left with you, Coach. Curious, you played 15 games last year. You kind of been going at it full steam ahead even since the national championship appearance against Alabama. Do you try to dial it down a little bit, give your guys some rest after the spring game? Is that built into your schedule?
Yes, we have what we call discretionary time, and we have to give them a certain amount of weeks, and it was a little different this year because we went so long in January, and that kind of affected our off season. I'll be much better prepared next year if we can do that again. Right. I'll have my plan ready to go. So I was kind of in uncharted territory, but yes, we'll have some really good downtime built in for them. They need that. Get focused on finishing. Our semester is going to end in about we only got like 12 days of class left, so. We're going to get dialed in on that, and then we'll start our off season. And Taj knows that we're getting ready to go in what we call the transformation phase of our journey. We break the year down into segments. Another good should have been caught right there. Another good throw by that was Tucker. That's my little gunslinger right there, Tucker. Should have been caught, but we'll have our exit interviews, kind of let them know what we need to do this summer, what the expectations are, and it's their opportunity to go and transform this summer and come back ready to go when the lights come on in the fall.
That was Fields in coverage against Tay Scott. That was pretty impressive for a guy that's maybe trying to prove himself in your eyes right now.
That was a drop. That's what that was. Ain't nothing impressive about a drop. You got to catch that ball.
Oh, man.
Well, one more time, a record turnout here, 50,500. You mentioned on my radio show last week that was the challenge. Can you get that kind of turnout here? You got it today, a great show of support, and just a great way to kind of conclude spring ball for you.
That's what I love about Clemson is there's such an appreciation. Yeah. People appreciate the journey. I really think people have enjoyed the whole part of it, and again, you have some failure along the way, and you know what, you need a little of that too, so that you can keep good perspective and appreciate things. But man, our fans are awesome. Little old Clemson, Little old Clemson. I always tell them, oh, that's a spunky little bunch over there, wasn't it, boys? For little old Clemson today. To see the support is awesome. It's great for our recruiting, and obviously, for these kids to come here and see that, golly, you get this type of crowd show up at Clemson, South Carolina for a spring game. But it's really great for these players because they work really hard, and for them to have the opportunity to come out here and play, and for us as coaches to put a Sean Pollard and a Tremaine Ankrum and Niles Pinckney and Dexter Lawrence, and for them to have to go out there and play, because you can't simulate this in practice. Right. For them to have to get this type of feel, it just helps the development of your team. So it's been a great spring. We've gotten a lot done. I've always been an advocate for playing another team in the spring, but I'm proud of the progress that we've made.
Coach, appreciate the time.
All right, guys.
Continued success. Thank you, my friend.
I'm going to get down here and make sure Deshaun's still doing something down there. All right?
Dabo Sweeney.
Taj Boyd used to just high-five everybody all
with
around.
The glasses on and the hat backwards.
That's what he still does. 17-9, fourth quarter. Coming up next. So thank you for that. Secondly, if you wouldn't mind talking to us a little bit about what the Emerging Scholars Program is all about here.
Well, it's a fabulous program. It's takes high school students and 5 high schools in the lower part of South Carolina that come from an economically depressed area and sets them on the path of preparing themselves for college and understanding that college is an opportunity for them. So we have 9 emerging scholars that are currently students at Clemson. There was a lot of financial support for the students here, but it wasn't a complete package. So my wife Catherine and I agreed to take all the students that are in the Emerging Scholars Program and to complete their scholarship. So if they prepare themselves and get admitted to Clemson, we'll guarantee that they can come here and it won't cost them $1. We'll cover everything.
Right there,
yeah, what a fantastic notion, Taj. You know how important that is. And they're looking for $5 million to get the endowment to cover the full cost of attendance. The first $1 million now in the books. You saw the check presentation there just seconds ago. Now, you played in 1981. You saw this team last year. They were so close, Mark. Do you see any similarities between then and now?
Yeah, I do. And, the game's changed so much. So the offense is different and the defense is different. But I think there are some similarities.
Against Georgia. 18 snaps, I'm told, in that game for Mark Richardson.
I'm glad that was a still shot, not video. So, there were similarities. So we had our version of Deshaun Watson and Homer Jordan. He was a dual threat quarterback. He could run and throw. And we had a dominant defense. And I think lastly, we had a very special chemistry on our team. And when I see Coach Sweeney and his coaching staff and the players and the way the coaches get along with the players and the players get along with each other, I think they have that same type of chemistry and that same mojo that we had.
And there's this guy named Deshaun who apparently is pretty good at quarterback too, right? There's some similarities between him and the guy that played with you, right?
Yes, they were. They're both dual threat. It's just a different day and a different offense.
Do you have a vivid memory, a favorite memory, I should say, and when you were out here in this valley?
Well, when I was at Clemson, I had a brother that played wide receiver at North Carolina, so that was also always a special game for me. But I think probably the best memory here in the valley was the first time we wore orange pants. So it was in 1980. We were actually 5-5 at the time, and South Carolina had a really good team. And we weren't supposed to do much, and we warmed up in white pants. We went in the locker room. We put on the orange pants. We rode around the bus, and we came down the hill and played in orange pants. So that was a special memory as well.
Trendsetters right there, man. It's big stuff.
Nice run there by C.J. Fuller. Well, Mark, we appreciate your time today, and certainly I know we're going to hear more from you in the future. And just a great showcase afternoon for Clemson athletics, Clemson University, and, of course, the football program.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm very proud of our university and where we're heading, both on the field, in the classroom, and as a university.
Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mark Richardson.
Come see you in Charleston, my man.
Yeah.
Approaching 11 minutes to play. Fast-moving orange and white game. 2nd down and 6 coming up for Tucker Israel. You heard Dabo commented on his quarterback and was impressed with one of the tosses he made at the end of the 3rd quarter. Here the pass is incomplete. Tankersley in coverage. So Cordray Tankersley remains on the field, trying to preserve this 8-point advantage for the Orange. The tension, you can cut it with a knife, it's so thick. Dabo back on the field with a star quarterback. It was a good afternoon for Deshaun through 2 touchdown passes. 61-yarder to Ray McLeod, and also another scoring strike to Hunter Renfro. And there's Travion Thompson near midfield. And into Orange territory. Snagged it out of the air. Travion Thompson, Taj, you got to like that as a quarterback.
You got to, man. I mean, he's been special. Obviously, he has some things that he wants to work on and continue to grow on as a player. And just show, just leave it all out there. Obviously, we see how sparky he is with the hair. Now we want to see it on the field, So.
Well, we remember the vine from last year, which has been viewed some 25 million times, I believe, by now.
Absolutely.
Celebrating the win against Notre Dame in the locker room afterwards. And a timeout on the field as they take a secondary look at that last sequence. We'll take one with them. 17-9 our score. Just over 10 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Orange leading the White 17-9. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott. Tony Castricone down on the field with another special guest. Tony?
Yeah, Mike Williams. Mike, wearing the number 7 jersey today. How good does it feel to wear the jersey?
It feels good. I haven't put this jersey on since the Wofford game. Well, actually played in it, but it feels good just to put the jersey back on.
Yeah, obviously there was the injury last year. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling good. Came out this spring, made a lot of plays for my team, and just happy to be able to be back for my teammates.
I know you weren't able to suit up today and actually go full contact, but how exciting is it to be back in action, and what are you gaining the most out of this spring?
Well, it's really exciting, just to see my team going to run that they did last year. Went to the national championship. It was fun to see. And now just me being a part of it, we just try to do it again.
Was there any perspective you were able to gain from the sideline that might be able to help you on the field this upcoming year?
Oh, yeah, from the sideline, you see a lot from the sideline. When you're on the field, you actually, you zoom in on the corner and the safety, but on the sideline, you see the linebackers and everything else. So just watching from the sideline, you see more on the sideline, you just pick up more.
I know you've got a great connection with Deshaun. Where does that come from, and what's maybe most critical in that?
Well, it comes from us just working after hours, going into indoor late nights, throwing a lot of balls, and just getting that connection down pat.
All right, what do you think is the biggest key this year?
Well, we just got to play hard, play Clemson football, and everything else will happen.
Mike Williams, Roy.
Great stuff, Tony. Well, you were talking with Mike. A nice deflection by Chad Smith. We're talking now with Taj about Mike Williams. Getting him back this year, you like to use the word sick a lot. I got to think that you're thinking it's going to be sick for Clemson's offense.
It's going to be super sick. No, as a quarterback, you really want to have a go-to guy. And to be honest, if you really look at it from a broad point of view, I think that's what made this offense that much more great, is because they didn't really have one. And they were forced to use a lot of different pieces, get a lot of people involved, and get a lot of people confidence up. And, once you're able to do that, now you're building a complete team than just a few individuals. And Mike Williams is a go-to guy. I think he's the best receiver in college football. You probably agree with me.
I'm not going to disagree.
And so when you have a guy like that, it just instills that much more confidence in that team. When you have a guy, and it's literally not a 50-50 ball, but a 75-25 ball, you're going to take that shot every time. So, he's very special, man. He's very humble, and he'll fight for it to the end of it. So it reminds me of, again, DeAndre Hopkins in that sense, a guy that I know when I step on that field, if it's one guy I can count on, it's going to be him. So I know Deshaun's excited to have him back.
Yeah, we think back to your career and the bowl win against LSU, which helped kickstart this current run the Tigers are on. A couple of fade patterns to DeAndre Hopkins, and he was able to bring him in. There's Thompson again. Made the tough plays earlier, misses the easy one there. That should have been 6 points, but Williams is very similar to Nuke Hopkins. One more look at Thompson here. He's had a pretty good spring game so far. Was excellent during spring last year.
Good ball placement right there by Tucker Israel. Got to make that catch. Hearing the footsteps a little bit.
But Williams can go into traffic and bring it in. Double teams, triple teams. And as a quarterback, that's such a luxury for him.
Absolutely. Even the catch that he made when he ran to the post, he literally ran a post route. So he's not really worried about himself. He's worried about the team. And we're able to do that and be a player. Those guys around you are going to play it that much harder. That defense is going to go out there and try to get that 3 and out, because they understand that if they get the 3 and out, you're going to get a touchdown. You're going to get a first down. You're going to put points on the board. Unbelievable catch by Ray McLeod right there.
Nice toss by Kelly Bryant as well. One more look at that. And McLeod was just waiting on it.
Nice back shoulder.
31-yard completion. And the drive continues for the Orange team. And I think it's important for Kelly Bryant to close down this quarter strong.
Got to.
He's been up and down. He's thrown a couple of picks. We're not able to see him really run with the football, which is his strength. But it would be great, I think, if you're a Clemson fan, potentially your backup guy, he's on target.
You want to have that lasting impression in your mouth. I remember coming out of the spring, and I didn't have the best spring that I wanted to. And Kelly's going to get challenged this spring, this offseason. This transformation phase. I know I got challenged in it. Chad Morris told me exactly, either you're going to find a way to get it done or somebody else is. So, it's got to be pretty much blunt to what they want to see you do. And you got to be willing to make that happen. You got to be willing to not go home on the weekends, to stay here, to put that extra work in that nobody else is doing, because it's going to matter at the end of the day.
Well, it's a running clock here in the fourth quarter with the exception of a timeout or a replay review. They're checking to see if McLeod was able to get possession and at least 1 foot in. And based off that replay, I would expect that this call will be confirmed. That was Edmond over in coverage. Edmond had an interception of Bryant early in the first half. And so for McLeod, if this catch stands, it'll be his third reception for nearly 100 yards. 3 catches, 98 this orange and white game. And yes, indeed, the play will count. So 7:08 remaining and a chance for the Orange perhaps to tack on to this 8-point advantage. Now, if you're just joining us, a record 50,500 fans in attendance today. The lower bowl pretty much filled to the top. And we've seen a lot of spectacular plays. Deshaun Watson, a couple of touchdown passes. Nice outing for Nick Schusler, former roommate of one Taj Boyd. And Adam Choice and a couple of these reserve backs have also ran the ball very hard. And there's another look at Adam right there. Redshirted last season after a knee injury. Dabo told you. I think you were a little surprised by this.
I was surprised.
It takes me a second to remember. Choice actually beat out Wayne Gallman 2 years ago.
See, it didn't even register with me.
Yeah.
But hey, look, if he can bring that same energy that he had at that moment, it's going to help this team excel that much more.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Tony Castrico now with the star Deshaun Watson down on the field. Tony?
Yeah, guys, Deshaun, you had 2 touchdown passes today. Take us through what it was like to experience the spring game today.
It was fun. Just another chance, another opportunity for the fans to come out and see what the 2016 potential is, for this team, and the type of guys we have. We're not a complete team yet. We still have a lot of freshmen that's going to come in this summer, and we still have a lot of different things really fits. And so it's just good to be out here to go have fun with the teammates and compete. Have an opportunity to play in Death Valley is always special.
When you're not taking in the shotgun snap, you're about 15 yards behind the backup quarterbacks. Doing a little bit of coaching out there? What's going on?
Yeah, I am. I'm out there telling Coach Sweeney the plays and going through my reads and making sure that I'm staying, sharp with my mind and my reads and my decision making. So, I'm trying to make a decision before the other quarterbacks make a decision, and it helped me out in the long run.
Coach Sweeney was interviewed on ESPN earlier today, and they said 4,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards. What could Deshaun possibly get better at? And Coach Sweeney said, "Oh, we're working on stuff." What are some of the things that are keys this spring for you?
I think 5,000 passing and 2,000 rushing. I always try to strive to be better in my decision making, leadership. I always can work on my footwork and just the knowledge of the game and knowing every situation, and just becoming a head coach out there, knowing what the offense is doing at all times and even when the defense is doing. So there's always something I can work on and improve.
50,500. A spring record crowd came out to view you guys today. What's that mean to you and the state of Clemson football?
It's very special. It just shows what this program is about. It's bigger than just the game and just the ball. It's all about family here. So everyone's gonna show their support. We're gonna show our part and do our part, and it's just very special. And that's the reason why I came to Clemson. That's why a lot of people are coming to visit us, because things like this.
2015 Heisman finalist, 2016 Heisman contender, Deshaun Watson, guys.
Yeah, make no mistake about that. You hear those numbers. He just kind of said it under his breath. 5,000, 2,000. Stop it. I mean, those PlayStation-type numbers square.
I can't even get that on the PlayStation.
I know, right? You're playing a couple of months to try to put together those numbers. But who's to say he can't do something in the realm? Right. I mean, with the kind of offense Clemson's expected to have
like
back.
I say, this may be the most prolific offense in ACC history. With the guys that they got right now, with the defense able to get them the ball back all the time. man, this is going to be a really special season.
Tankersley has been thrown at numerous times today, almost by design, as he will be the marked man in the Clemson secondary next year. With time, Schussler, and now finally touched in the pocket. Well, you quarterbacks all get antsy back there, and the second that whistle blows, you always look to Dabo. Hey, wait a second, that was too early, Coach.
The one thing, to be honest, I wish you could change it a little bit. I think you should be able to take a couple hits at least, 2 to 3. Because it's a little bit different when you step on that field and you get your bell rung for the first time. Get up, see a couple Tweety birds, It's real life right there. Some of that stuff happens.
You're still hearing Chad call quarterback power on 3rd and short against Florida State, right?
I'm sitting there. Everybody in the house knows what's going to happen. I'm just, oh, my gosh, bro.
Timeout on the field, and with 3:21 remaining, the Orange with an 8-point advantage over the White. What has become a defensive orange and white game. Kelly Bryant's numbers, in case you're tracking, 9 of 17 through the air. These are all unofficial stats, 128 yards, a couple of interceptions, one to Ryan Carter, the other to Marcus Edmond. And the battle for the backup job. Dabo said, Nick has a way of just hanging around. And he's doing that here today, isn't he?
He is. Let me say he's ultra competitive. Really just does his job. Really quiet. He's that guy you can count on. You can depend on in the clutch. Good ball right there.
3rd and 13. Thompson.
Got to bring that catch in right there.
In and out of the hands. And in coverage, Kendall Joseph amongst others. Now, some of the other players may be quietly having a good game defensively. We've seen Christian Wilkins, maybe haven't called his name out as often, but he's been in the area, and when it comes to simply shutting down rushing lanes, I think we've seen him do that.
It's just the presence that's there alone. It's very similar to Grady Jarrett almost. Didn't always hear about him, but knew he was there, knew he was making a difference out there, and that's what Christian Wilkins does, just his presence alone.
On 4th down, the pass to Tyshawn Dye is caught, but well short of first down yardage. 2:34 and counting remaining. And a change of possession coming up, so an opportunity perhaps for a quick scoring strike. James Barnes back on the field, a walk-on quarterback out of Sumter, South Carolina, number 18 in purple.
Brother's a pitcher, right?
I believe so.
Athletes all over the families these days, man.
Now the Clemson family, they mean it up here. So on 1st down, handoff straight ahead. As you look ahead towards 2016, Taj, this team was so close. You've been around the program, I have as well. It seems like the sense of urgency is still there, despite all the success last year. And that's going to be critical for that to continue, I would say, into Auburn for the season opener.
Well, the best part about it is that the people that they have around the program, the coaching staff, they're hungry. Coach Sweeney, as you can tell, is not content on where he's at right now. So, in turn, he's not going to let anybody else around him get content. None of the coaching staff. The way they prepare the players, the people in the front office, everybody's doing their job to get to one common goal, and that's to win a championship. And it's going to happen very soon.
2nd down, handoff right side. And barreling his way across the 20 is Adam Choice for first down yardage. So maybe one more scoring opportunity here for the Orange.
Show some burst right there.
Gallman obviously looked strong today. The Wayne train. We saw some good things out of Dye. For my money, Adam Choice maybe has looked the best in terms of who's the leader to be the backup to Wayne Gallman.
I definitely agree with that right there.
And Choice, 16 carries, 84 yards unofficially. A workhorse kind of running back. Missed last year, recovering from a knee injury. Back and ready to go this season.
And on to number 26.
And it's been impressive indeed. Well, it's been fun working with you. First broadcasting opportunity for Mr. Taj Boyd.
It's been a great time.
Yeah. Nothing to it, right?
No, well, I did do the national championship game on the sideline. I wore the wrong shoes for that affair, so about 9 hours and some wingtips didn't do good. Good for me, man.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You saw Deshaun talking with ESPN's Marty Smith. I'm sure doing another SportsCenter hit. As a lot of people want to know exactly what transpired here today for the orange and white game. Time winding down, and maybe time for one more play. And it looks like that'll do it. So the orange defeats the white. Our final score 17-9. Clemson's first game since the national championship against Alabama. We'll step aside and back to wrap things up right after this. A record 50,500 Clemson fans in attendance for today's orange and white game. The Orange victorious, our final 17-9. Big afternoon for Deshaun Watson and Nick Schuessler. Kendall Joseph stepping in as a starting Mike linebacker also did a great job defensively, as did Cordray Tankersley. Taj Boyd, Roy Philpott, Tony Castricone back to wrap things up. Taj, you got to feel good. It's your alma mater getting after it. Great turnout, great weather, and a lot of smiles today here in Death Valley.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a couple guys that were absent, Mike Williams, Deion Kane, but those guys stepped up, man, filled the voice, performed well today. All the quarterbacks performed well. The defense stepped up, so I'm excited about this team.
Great job by yourself, my friend. Hope we can do it again next year.
Absolutely. Let's make it happen.
Tony Castricone, a wonderful job on the field. Our producer, Rick Bagby. Our director, Everett Hutto. Technical director, Matt Glenn. Graphics director, Brett Key. Bob McAnally, Kevin Smith doing a great job with audio. And a host of others keeping us all in line here in the booth. That'll do it for us. Final score, once again, 17-9. The orange over the white here for Clemson's annual spring day. So long, everybody.